I know, it feels good to be home. It's my first time ever out here.
It's an ice box.
After the release of Drake's IceMan, made an Honor and Habib album, the rapper is projected to earn over $100 million from album sales, merchandise, music videos, and the expected IceMan tour. All of this raises the question of how exactly Drake spends his millions. One of the most iconic things Drake ever purchased was his Toronto mansion, which he named the Embassy. He originally bought the property back in 2015 for $7 million, but it is now valued at up to $100 million after he renovated the home with countless luxuries. He built everything he ever wanted so that he would never have to leave the house. He included all the mansion essentials, from a pool and a hot tub to a full movie theater, and Drake actually recorded the very first time he ever stepped into the massive swimming pool.
Yes, sir. First swim of the summer, first time ever in the pool, actually, to be honest. This is my first time ever out here. I hope everybody in the city is just enjoying that.
With his deep love for basketball, he even installed a full-size court so he could invite people over and play whenever he wanted. He also added a complete recording studio so he could work from the comfort of his own home. The house itself spans across 50,000 square feet and includes something he calls the Great Room, which features a lounge with a massive chandelier made up of 20,000 crystals. He even has a signed jersey collection and a walk-in closet that holds over $1 million worth of clothing and accessories. Drake also mentioned that he had so many clothes that he had to turn part of the basketball court into an additional closet. The home is a true reflection of who Drake is as a person. He has deeply engraved himself into the city of Toronto, and Drake even recorded himself returning back home to perform a show.
How are you, boss? Good, how are you? You alright? Yeah. Good to see you. Yo, that drive is long, man.
Hey, no.
How are you?
I'm good, boss.
Huh?
I can't say I'm not good, but I'm with you.
I know, it feels good to be home.
However, the home is public knowledge, so he spends a significant amount of money on security to make sure he and his family are safe at all times, because the property is so well known. There's even a website that offers people a full virtual tour of the entire house, which has now been redesigned and covered in ice to match the new album. But with Drake's safety constantly at risk, the city of Toronto even made a special exception for him to build 14-foot walls around the property, which are actually double the legal limit. The construction to build those walls alone cost Drake $4 million. And that does not even factor in the additional $3 million Drake spends on security to protect the mansion year-round. But this is where things get absolutely crazy. One single item that exceeds the entire cost of the embassy is his private jet, which is worth $200 million. Drake wrapped the plane in an iconic blue sky design and had Air Drake printed along the side. He also added his OVO Owl logo, making it completely customized exactly the way he wanted it. The jet has multiple rooms inside that Drake uses to travel all across the world with his family and closest friends. Drake even vlogged one of the times he was on the plane, showing that the interior is literally bigger than most of our homes.
What up? What's up?
Wait, I'm on a video.
Where's all the, did they bring the Air Drake stuff? Some boxes of like cash.
Yeah, I'm recording.
I'm filming a music.
Oh, wow.
At any moment, he can pick up the phone and request a ride, and the jet will be fully ready for him within just 2 hours. However, Drake is not the type of rapper to keep all his fortune to himself, as he has repeatedly stepped up to help fans who are going through difficult times. Like the time a woman who had just finished extensive treatment for a serious medical condition was gifted $100,000 by Drake, proving to many people exactly why he is considered the greatest rapper of all time.
So at the end of the night, and I hope my manager doesn't, because I never really done this. I never done this much, but I want you to cash this in at the end of the night, and we're gonna give you $100,000 from the
There was another group of fans at his 2024 tour who revealed that they had sold all of their furniture just to afford tickets to his concert. Drake felt terrible for them, so he handed them a light $50,000 so they could at least go back home and buy their bed back.
Overdose for life, right? My manager is my DJ, right? Is he over there? He's right here. You know what, my man? Your furniture money, I'm gonna give you 50 bands tonight because I love you. Make sure he gets some money.
However, with Drake's extraordinary level of wealth, he felt the need to build his own ultimate dream car collection. The most unique car sitting in his garage is a $2 million Bugatti Veyron. It is the absolute crown jewel of Drake's entire fleet because only 12 of them were ever produced anywhere in the world. It was also the very first car to ever reach speeds of 250 miles per hour. But his next ride is a $1.5 million LaFerrari that Drake finished off with a bold yellow paint job to make sure it stood out. It is one of only 500 ever made in the entire world. And in case you have not noticed by now, Drake has a serious pattern of only owning the rarest cars that exist in the most limited numbers. He also completed an entire set of Rolls-Royce vehicles, starting with the Cullinan in a rare Chrome Hearts edition. His Phantom was fully customized by Mansory, and he also purchased the first ever Rolls-Royce boat tail ever made. He loves Rolls-Royce so much that he even gifted one to popular streamer Bendadon as a Christmas present.
Mansory, I got it. When my twin coming, twin gotta come trim with me though.
However, Drake did face some backlash for that decision, given that Bendadon is already a millionaire himself. But it is equally important to recognize that Drake has consistently gone out of his way to help everyday fans over the years. Like the time one fan was dealing with the heartbreaking loss of their mother, and Drake personally stepped in and paid off the remainder of their entire family's mortgage.
This is it? Oh, this is the outstanding balance right here. It's a lot of money right here. But you know what? I'm gonna pay off your mama's house for you. It's a lot of money right here. That's 160 bands,
But back to Drake's cars. He even went out and purchased a blacked out Bugatti, which for many years held the title of the fastest car in the world. But it was quickly replaced by newer models, meaning Drake had no choice but to upgrade. So he went ahead and purchased a Devil 16 hypercar, which is a $2 million car that is exclusively built in Dubai. It tops out at speeds of 350 miles per hour, moving so fast that it is not even street legal. It is strictly restricted to track use only. The car itself looks like it was pulled straight out of the future, with literal jet-style exhaust shooting out of the back. But the obsession with speed never slowed down in his collection, because Drake was trying his absolute hardest to get his hands on a Mercedes Maybach 6, which he even showcased his Laugh Now Cry Later music video. But Mercedes ended up canceling Drake's bid for the vehicle because they completely canceled production of the car altogether. Mercedes didn't note that if they ever returned to building the car again, Drake would be the very first person on the list when it became available. The car carries an estimated value of $8 million, which makes it very easy to understand why Drake wanted it so badly. Upset by the news, Drake went on to purchase a $1.5 million Mercedes G-Wagon, which he was later spotted driving straight to a Toronto club. But to fully round out his collection, Drake also picked up a Lamborghini Aventador, a special crossover edition Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, multiple Bentleys, and McLaren 675 LT. And honestly, all of this is still just scratching the surface. These cars are considered his everyday use and family vehicles. The sad reality is that Drake cannot even enjoy his cars as freely as he would like because the security team is almost always trying to keep him protected, moving him around in a convoy of 3 blacked out SUVs at all times. However, one thing that has always been true about Drake is that he absolutely loves his collectibles. When his hometown Toronto Raptors won the championship in 2019, Drake went out and had his own personally customized championship ring made. The official Raptors organization also presented Drake with an additional official championship ring on top of that. But Drake also made a massive statement by going out his way to collect some of the most historically significant jewelry pieces from rap history. He went on to purchase Tupac's iconic crown ring in an auction for $1 million, and then separately purchased Tupac's face pendants for another $500,000. Drake also picked up a 101 chain that originally belonged to Frank Ocean for $2 million. But perhaps the boldest move of all came when Pharrell Williams was auctioning off his chains because he needed the money. Drake stepped in and bought every single one of them for $2 million, and then later bragged about it openly in his track Family Matters, rapping, "You want to take up for Pharrell? Then come get his legacy out of my house." He used this as the ultimate flex, making it crystal clear that he is so wealthy he can own most legendary jewelry pieces in rap history without even thinking twice. But one of Drake's most interesting and unexpected uses of money was a gold-wrapped OVO Air Jordan shoe. Rather than putting millions of dollars worth of gold toward anything practical, he spent a couple $1,000,000 covering a single shoe in solid gold just to say that he did it. They are not even wearable either, because the shoes reportedly weigh a staggering 100 pounds of pure gold. And to go right along with the shoes, he was also recently gifted an icebox chain that is completely covered from end to end in diamonds by one of his close friends. However, buying other rappers' jewelry is far from the only way Drake adds to his collection. He has made sure to commission and purchase many iconic pieces throughout his life that perfectly match his lifestyle and personality. One of his newest and most talked about pieces is a direct reflection of his love for the city of Toronto. It features a massive CN Tower replica with both a raptor and a blue jay climbing up the side of it to represent Toronto's basketball and baseball teams. He also included the Maple Leafs, which is Toronto's beloved hockey team, and even designed the chain to snap together using a key hidden inside the Maple Leafs logo. On top of that, he commissioned a letter O chain to represent his OVO brand, which contains a stunning 75 carats of diamonds. The piece itself weighs over 3 pounds on its own, and that is alongside his separate owl chain that he purchased for another $200,000. He even went out of his way to have smaller versions of the chain made for the rest of his crew and the people who work closely with him, and one of those smaller versions was personally gifted to Central C.
Oh, it's a gift somebody got me the other day. Speaking of great gifts, you got me a great gift. It's an ice box.
Drake got so comfortable spending his money that he even had a custom diamond chain made featuring the enchanted clock from the classic movie Beauty and the Beast. He had it created specifically as a way to honor the late Virgil Abloh after his passing, because Virgil had owned a candle from that same movie that connected directly to the piece. But by far the most expensive single piece of jewelry Drake has ever owned is his previous engagement's necklace, which is loaded with an incredible 350 carats of diamonds. The entire piece was crafted from 18-karat white gold, and after having his personal jeweler hand select only the purest and most flawless diamond sourced from all around the world, the final cost came out to $12.5 million. You heard that correctly. $12.5 million for a single necklace. But one final piece worth mentioning in Drake's jewelry collection is his one-of-a-kind roulette watch, where he can press a small button on the side and watch the miniature table spin, with a tiny ball landing on.
That's love. Proper tips, right? Yeah. No, engraving that steak glass. You think I can't bear this with this? What?
However, to expand Drake's real estate portfolio even further, he also owns a $90 million estate in Beverly Hills. The property includes every luxury you would expect a millionaire to have. It features 10 bedrooms, a private basketball court, and a long list of high-end amenities that Drake enjoyed while living there. But now that the rapper spends most of his time at his mansion in Toronto, he has decided to put the Beverly Hills property up for sale for nearly $80 million, just in case one of you is interested in buying it. He also previously owned another Los Angeles home that he purchased for $12 million, famously known as his YOLO estate. The backyard was designed perfectly for hosting massive celebrations, complete with both a tennis court and a basketball court, along with a one-of-a-kind swimming pool that included a grotto-style cave. Unfortunately, Drake eventually sold the property after no longer had much use for it. But after seeing everything Drake owns, the real question is he the richest rapper in the industry?